Hello, welcome to Patrice for Pilates. Today we're going to do a session called Legs, Bums and Tums meets Pilates. So I think you'll get the gist of that without me saying anything else. So shall we get working? So for our legs, bums and tums, we're going to get up off the mat and we're going to do a series of different squats. So take your legs wide to start with in a nice wide position. Make sure your knees are sort of tracking over your toes. So just make sure your pelvis is sort of facing forwards for me, and just warm up the legs with some nice little side bends. So just drawing your tummy in, again the principles of Pilates, draw up through the pelvic floor, belly button towards the spine, ribs are soft, no flaring the ribs, shoulders down and away from the ears. Just keep that movement going. And then we might be able to go a little bit further. So a deeper bend there in our side. So opening up the groin area. So just keep that going as we mobilise. And just bring the arms in for me. Just some shoulders back, back, back. Keep that tummy pulled in. And just bending out, making sure, as I say, the toes are tracking with the knees are tracking over the toes. And then we come the other way, just warming the body for our short workout today. Draw that belly button in to give yourself stability as you're moving. And then back to centre. So from here, keeping the same wide leg position, we're just going to start to go a bit deeper. So we're going to bend down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 up. So do these in your own breath pattern and to your own mobility. So don't go too low if it feels uncomfortable and it's not good for your groin. Just go to where you can feel it. But you should start to feel this in the glutes. So I'm going to turn to the side in a second, just so you can see. So you keep going, but turning to the side, that you've got a slight tuck in the tailbone. You're keeping your back really straight. So we go down, 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 up, up, up. So carry on with that, a few more squeezes. So keeping that nice neutral spine. You're stacked, your shoulders over your hips, tummy's pulled in, and your head is balancing nicely on the top as that extension of your spine. So make this our last one, and we're staying down for a second. So just stay down, just breathe, and count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go a tiny bit lower if you can. Just a bit lower, just a bit lower. And then take the hands to your heart centre, push into your hands while we stay here in our legs. We're pushing into the hands, really to take the mind away from the fact that we're working our legs so darn hard. So those glutes are working, pull the tummy button into spine, breathe, breathe, breathe. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And slowly, 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 as slow as you can, come back up. Or, and give yourself a little bit of self-massage. Self-massage is really good. So self-massage, just give those muscles a bit of a pat. And go back to the movement we did earlier, just to give a bit of release from those very deep squats. So even if you just did that once a day, what's that, about 5 minutes we've done, you will really get that work into those gluteal areas and also into your quads here. Drawing that tummy in, making sure you're nice and strong here as well. Okay, that's good. So from here we're going to come down. So we've done some legs and we've done some bum, but we're going to do some of our tums. So take yourself gently onto the floor and just make sure you're in a good position on your mat. I've got a few plants to contend with. And lower yourself down everything else, I'd like you to make sure your feet are hip distance apart, and you can just check your heels, you can feel them. You can also just put your feet right together and knees together and squeeze everything, and then just take the heels out and the toes out. That way you're in a nice, nice position for the hip bones, knees and ankles all in one alignment. So I'll just do some pelvic tilts here. Tilt that belly back, draw the tummy in, so you've got the flat back, and just release. So we're just warming up the tummy for a second. So nice flat back, back. So again here, depending on your posture, you might want to tuck your chin in just to get that length down the back of the neck. I know it doesn't look very nice from the side here from what you're looking at, because it looks like I've got double chin. But it's really important to get the length down the back of the neck. And also to open the shoulders deep into the floor. So keep that pelvic tilt going, keep your breath going, and just have the shoulders flat into the floor. You know, curl your fingers maybe, just have a rest in the upper body while you draw that tummy in and flatten it back into the floor. And then in the next one, as we go flat into the floor, our pelvic tilt, we're drawing up the pelvic floor, so squeeze everything that would stop you normally going to the toilet. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Draw the tummy in, squeeze, and then let go. Okay, so when you let go, hopefully you let yourself go into a neutral position. So you should have that sort of little hand height. Most people have a little lumbar curve here. So from here, I'd like you to take your right leg up into a 90-degree knee fold, and then your left leg up. And we're going to do toe taps from here. So we're literally hinging the hip, toe dip down and up, toe dip down and up. Now, depending on your body today, you can just do one at a time. So I'm going to go into the one at a time now. If you're happy with this, keep this going. But the one at a time is have the other leg rested on the floor. I'm just going to do the right leg. So the left leg is down and up. So that's your option one. So down and up. So keeping the other leg down. But I want you to always feel that you've got that hinge position. The movement is coming from your hip. So the leg isn't actually moving other than the movement from the hip, so it stays in the 90-degree knee fold position. So if you've been doing one leg, let's go and change onto the other leg. If you haven't and you've been doing both, just keep that going. And if you want to make it harder, so I'm on the one leg, still on the other side now, but if you want to make it harder and progress this move, you can do both legs. So I'm going to go into the both legs, so whatever one you're doing, I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs together, squeeze the tummy in, and then dip my toes to the floor and back up. But while I'm doing this, I'm making sure my shoulders are nice and wide, and there's no pressure in my upper body. It's just all down in the abdominal area, in the tummy here. So draw the tummy in deeply as you kiss the floor with the toes and come back up. So just a couple more of whichever variant you're doing. And up, and then just cross over the ankles and just rock out your spine. So that's a little bit of Tums, and we're going to carry on that vein. So from here, take the feet back down into that resting position, knees facing upwards, and then back into the 90-degree knee fold, so right leg up first, and then left leg. And we're going to do single legs. So single leg, one in, one out. So single leg stretch. So it's as if here, you get that feeling of pushing that button on the wall. So we're pressing a button on the wall with our big toes, drawing the other leg in. Remember to breathe. Again, your ribs are nice and soft. You're maintaining your height in your C curve here, just coming up. You've got the little orange under your chin. And when you bring your leg in, try not to see the foot. So you've got that leg in alignment. So just a couple more of our single leg stretch. So working tummy and legs. And then we stay up. Squeeze everything together. Maybe reposition yourself. Make sure you still maintain the little orange. You're looking actually at your thighs. And then we're doing double leg, which is shooting the legs away. Arms come round and back. So out and round. Just make sure I've got enough room. I have, it's okay. Out and round. I don't hit my hand or anything. So towards the ears and round. Now things to think about as you're doing this, try to work under the armpits. As your arms come up, they're only towards your ears, and then round and back onto your shins. So out, 45-degree angle, and round. So tummy's pulled in, and round. Have a rest if you need to, but if not, keep going, and round. Last one, shoot it all out, hold it, hold it, hold it, and back, and then lower the head down. And again, you might want to cross the ankles and give yourself a little rock from side to side. So that's a bit more of the tum area as well as a bit of the legs. So from here we're going to do the side oblique. We need to work the oblique muscles of our tums. So we'll do the classic Pilates crisscross. So for this, before you do anything, I'd like you to be in your rest position, knees facing up. Make sure you're doing your tilts for me, just a couple more tilts just to get that neutral spine. So back into a neutral spine. Draw the tummy in, make sure your ribs and hips are flat and all facing up to the sky. Take your hands for me behind your head. Now cradle your head in your hands. Make sure your thumbs are facing down and they're sort of massaging the back of your neck. And then widen the arms right the way, if you can. It depends on your posture. Get them as wide as you can. If you get them to the floor, that's fine. If you can't, don't worry, just stay with where you can get them. Wherever they are, just squeeze back and open the whole of your ribs under the armpits, and then push your head and neck back into your hands. And then drop the chin slightly to get the length down the neck. So you're pushing your head into your hands, you're widening your ribs and onto the armpits, and stretching the shoulders at the back body, flat onto the floor. Draw the tummy in, close the eyes maybe for a second, and just breathe as you bring your breath back from doing the exertion of your double legs. And now we just then butterfly the arms up to the 45-degree angle, still keeping the head in the hands. And now we're coming up, and we're just going to do some little upper body curls. So we're just doing a few of these before we go into our crisscross, just to get the feel of the movement and the arms behind the head. So the head is weighted in the hands, tummy's pulled in, so belly button to spine. Those nice abdominal curls. And remember, your breath is out on the exertion, and you breathe in at the top and then breathe out again. So if you get into that breath pattern yourself, you'll find as you come back down, you're still working the muscles. So you don't actually just let them go. You work them on the up and you work them on the down. So that's really good work for our abdominals. So we're going to stay at the top here, and we're going to take our legs to a 90-degree knee fold if we can, 1, then 2, and then we're going to go into our crisscross. So we're crossing towards the bent leg as it comes in, back to centre, and then the other way. So we get some momentum here, not too fast because it's with precision. Precision and control is a Pilates principle. But we are getting that feeling of rotating now around our spine. So rotation, rotation. So lovely rotation. The same feeling of pushing the button on the wall, press that button, press the button. Limbs are nice and long, our long legs. And the rotation, you can think ribs to hips, that might be a good visual cue for you. So your ribs are coming towards your hips, opposite rib to opposite hip, because we're doing a oblique series. And make a couple more. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And bring your legs to 90-degree knee fold and just hold for me. Hold, hold, hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower, 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 lower upper body. And one leg, then the other leg. Now that's lovely, and you should have really felt that. So for a stretch, we're going to stretch out and just finish off. We're coming over onto our tummy. So I'm going to stretch the tummy now through doing, this is a bit like a yoga sphinx position. So if you have your elbows under shoulders, hands flat on the floor, pubic bone deep into the floor for me, and then squeeze the glutes and draw the belly button in and take your eye gaze up, shoulders away from ears. Really squeeze the glutes and draw that tummy in. You should feel a nice deep stretch down the belly button area. Only if you draw your tummy in. Obviously, if you don't draw your tummy in and let your belly flop out, which is easy enough to do, we all do that all the time, you won't feel it. But so draw the tummy in, pubic bone, push the pubic bone in deep into the floor, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the glutes, and then we just take ourselves down, forehead to the floor, or you can cradle your forehead in your hands. And we're just going to finish off with some leg lifts for the glutes. So it's length here. Draw the tummy in, pubic bone deep into the floor still, and one leg long, lift and lower. Opposite leg long, lift and lower. So this is just to finish off, working the glutes. It's the bums again, the tum's still working though. I'm going to lift up just to speak. So the tummy's still working, it's drawing itself up away from the floor. And if you want a little bit more, I haven't got much room here, so I'm going to do it as an adaptation. Just come onto your fingertips. So just a little bit of weight on the fingertips as you lift each leg, so we could do a sort of swimming motion. In fact, I'm going to stay in goalposts because that's still quite good, because the upper body's working, tummy's pulled in, legs are working. And then finally, just hold your position, squeeze the glutes, draw the tummy in, eye gaze is down, and the neck's pulled in a little, the chin's towards the chest to get length down the spine. And then we're just going to finish off with beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And lower yourself down. Gently push yourself up into an all fours position. And I'm just going to come round. Oops, there we are. And just gently sit back on my knees. And I hope you enjoyed that. That was quite a good leg buns and tum. I think I've certainly felt it work myself. I hope you enjoyed it, as I say. And please subscribe if you haven't done so. There'll be more videos to come. Thank you for joining me.